When you think of America's heartland and traditional values, a place like Al-Qaeda probably springs to mind. But there's more to this town in Iowa than corn and caucuses. The name Al-Qaeda may sound a little like that of a well-known terrorist organization, but this place is a showcase of harmony between Muslims and Middle America.
Not only Iowa was home to the first mosque in the nation, it was also the only state in the Union that had a town that was named after an Arab Muslim, Emir Abd al-Qadir, which is the George Washington of Algeria, if you will.
It's that association that brought Brian Bruning and his partner, Algerian-American Frédéric Boudouani, here from Boston after 9/11. A gay couple moving from the cosmopolitan Northeast to a small town in Iowa, some surprising residents for a surprisingly named place.
10 years ago, you would have told me I'll be living here. I would have called you were insane.
We had an opportunity to tell our story here because of its connection with Algeria, and we decided, you know, let's take the leap.
I am of the Muslim faith, and I wanted my fellow Americans to think that we were not all like the hijackers on 9/11.
They settled on two tried and tested methods to build bridges: food and beer, and Shera's Algerian restaurant was born.
When we first got here, people, they weren't suspicious of us, but they didn't know what to make of us in a lot of ways.
If the mission was to sort of change people's minds, there was no better way than reaching them through this universal denominator that's good food.
Shera's has opened the door for local Iowans to experience a culture Frédéric wants them to know is much different than they might imagine.
Did you try the sauce, the hot sauce with it? What Shera's Algerian-American restaurant is a bridge between two worlds, between two cultures. And it's heartwarming for me personally. We have people that are farmers that were born and raised in Iowa, and now their favorite dish is couscous.
When I first came to Al-Qaeda, I think the biggest thing is people were saying, you got to go to Shera's.
I think the town has embraced the restaurant. I think you can see that tonight.
This park was dedicated to symbolize this bond that our community has with our sister city.
Frédéric heads up Al-Qaeda's sister city program with Mascara, Algeria. The towns trade funds during times of crisis, like the Iowa floods in 2008.
Even before FEMA showed up here, there was a check that came from the people and the government of Algeria for $150,000 to help the citizens of Al-Qaeda.
For Brian and Frédéric, correcting assumptions about Middle America is as crucial as addressing Muslim stereotypes.
I just feel like people discount rural towns, small towns. They want to meet people who are different than them, and they just have not had the opportunity before.
For Shera's, making a big difference in a small town in Iowa means more than making a small difference in a big city somewhere else.
There is a certain human quality that unfortunately sort of gets lost in the hustle and bustle of metropolitan areas, but it's very well and alive in Iowa.
Katie Wormsley, CNN, Al-Qaeda, Iowa.